Hello stars, welcome back. My name is Esther. If you are new here, I'm a reader and a writer. Most of my content is focused on writing, my writing specifically. This is just gonna be kind of a continuation from last week. Last week I started doing the second draft of a novel I wrote a really long time ago that you guys, you hadn't heard of. I posted it a bit on my Instagram, which is under the same handle if you were looking for it. But I never, this was the first novel I ever finished, so I didn't think to actually post on YouTube. And at that time, I wasn't really posting much on YouTube. So this was done like a year and a half to 2 years ago. So it's also, first novel I finished, complete disaster. So I really avoided doing this. After I finished the first draft of this, I started immediately on the first draft of my cozy fantasy called Sidereal. That is the novel that I'm hoping will be my debut novel. It's currently off to one of my friends to edit, and I might pop back in there in the next few weeks and do some more edits myself, because I really want to try and get that published this year, or at least get that started. Like, I'm wanting to traditionally publish, so it's going to take a while, but I want to send it out to literary agents this year and hopefully find one that might want to take on this book. That book. This novel, complete mess, and also quite emotional. It was just, it was so heavy that I needed my other novel to be cozy fantasy, which is, yeah, why that ended up being cozy and not just fantasy. Yeah, I only got chapter 1 done last week. I was getting over a cold, and then Valentine's Day was over the weekend, and so I got a little busy. And so it's Wednesday. So we're starting this a little late, but we're gonna see what we can do. I'm just gonna get right into it and start on chapter 2, which that is the goal. I want to get chapter 2 done this week. So if you guys were here last week, you know about this novel. I kind of gave you the general rundown of the storyline and all that jazz. My computer's updating. The first chapter was so much longer than I thought it would be. Like, it was 3,000 words. It was crazy, actually. Oh my god, I forgot my coffee. Sorry, it's been a while since I've had coffee. But I'm just looking at the length of chapter 2 right now. It's not as long. So I think this is definitely doable. That shocked me how long chapter 1 was, because my first chapters are always short. Always. I quite literally only, I make sure the two main characters, because usually there's a subplot of romance in all my novels, I make sure they meet for the first time. And the dynamic is kind of set up to begin with, but it was long. It took a while for them to get to meet each other, I guess. Yeah, specifically, word count we're starting with is 3,641, and we're just at the very start of chapter 2. I'm gonna go get my coffee, and then I'm just gonna start on it right away. You little menace. Hey. Chill. He was sitting outside my room and bolted the moment I stepped towards the door. Inside. They're not supposed to be in my office. And then immediately hid behind my corkboard. And then he came out, and then the moment I stepped towards him, he was like, got so much Blueberry. Got so much energy, was running around. And I finally caught him, and now Blue, the older cat, this is Walter, this is mine. He's still a baby. But Blueberry, you're not a baby anymore. Winston, I swear to God. Ace. Oh my god. Oh my god. So many pet galore. You're really... Oh my god. Blue, Winston, and Ace. And Walter's trying to steal my coffee. He is my child. You don't need caffeine. That's my notebook that you're sitting on. Oh my goodness. Stop trying to drink caffeine. You're a kid and you don't need it. Mother on the hand, she does. She would also like her notebook back. This is why they're not allowed in here. Stop. Winston. Okay, I'm about to kick all of you out. Not that you're not being very sweet, my baby boy. Do not bite me. Right after I said that, really. Winston. Hey, sir. Winston, get away from my coffee. Okay, beep. All right, so I am a couple pages in. I'm maybe like halfway done chapter 2. Oh, no, I'm not. I thought I was farther than I was. I felt like I wrote a lot, but I guess I didn't. Current word count being 4,562. So I wrote about 1,000 words. My laundry just finished. I heard it. So I'm gonna go do that real quick, and then I have a few other chores to do. But after I do that, I will probably be back. I'm still in a mood to write, so I don't feel like I'll actually be away for very long. But all right, so it's like Friday now. I'm gonna write a little bit more. I think I got like halfway done last time, so I feel like I can get a good amount done today. Okay, there's still a good amount left in chapter 2, so I probably won't get it done today, but I can make some more progress. All right, let's take a little break so I can tell you a little bit about this novel. So basically, I'm just gonna repeat what I said in the first video where I started writing this, but you know, I haven't done it here yet, so I won't make you go look for it. So this novel is the first novel I ever wrote, completed, start to finish. The first draft is a complete disaster. So this was finished maybe like a year and a half ago to 2 years. And I'm like, it took me so long to start writing this again because I just knew how much work draft 1 or draft 2 was going to be. But I finally started. I'm switching the point of view so you can see here I'm doing this as we go. I'm crossing it out because that's going to be easier when I'm switching it onto the computer if I see it crossed out in the proper pronoun there, because if I don't, I'm just going to write exactly what's on there and I'm going to zone out and do that. But it's about this girl. She's the princess of her country, the only princess, and she runs away from home. I think she's 19, because in this novel, 20 is the legal age and her mother can marry her off then. And she's like, I need to get out now or this is never going to stop. So she runs away. But before she can make it out of the capital or out of the continent, she gets kidnapped by the biggest criminal organization in the capital city. And by the time that they give her the option to leave, it's too late. Her wanted posters are going to be spread out to every night in the city, and so she won't make it out. So she's kind of forced to stick around. They know she's noble. They can tell from the way she's dressed and how she acts, but they don't know she's royal. So she knows, she's aware that they can stand a noble, but if they find out she's royal, they will kill her. They basically hate everything her bloodline stands for. So she knows it's not going to be good if they find out. So she has to keep it a secret and wait for another opportunity to get out. But keeping her secret is a little bit harder as she gets closer to this group of people there, and they start to unravel other secrets that slowly leading right back to hers, and it's becoming so much more difficult to hide herself and who she is when everybody's looking for a secret. So yeah, it's a bit heavy, and I don't know if I'm prepared for it, to be honest. I think this story will be the kind that people will like based off of what fantasy readers are currently reading, because it is fantasy. It's like a royal fantasy kind of novel. I think it carries some similar themes and some higher stakes, so I think that's why people will like this more. My cozy fantasy, I think people will like, but it needs to find its audience. Like, I don't think it's going to be as widespread as this one might be. I think I'll maybe do 2 or 3 more pages before I call it at that for now, or for today. Okay, I think I'm gonna call it at that today. I just got to the section break here. So I have like 4 more pages left in this chapter and then I'm done. So I'll probably do that Sunday. Because yeah, I have movie night today and then I work tomorrow and have a party to go to. So I probably won't have time to do this tomorrow, but Sunday's still better than like what, Tuesday? Is that when I finished last week's? We're at 10 pages, current word count being 5,636, so I think I got another 1,000 words in. I think I was at 4,000 before, but I'm actually really happy with how this is going. I'm like kind of surprised that 2 chapters has like 10 pages, 10 A5 pages. That's quite a lot. But I guess this book entirely, I think, is like 16 chapters. 17. Is that what I said? I already forget. 17, yeah. 17 chapters. So this is, in terms of chapters, it's shorter, but I think the chapters, except for towards the end, are longer than what I usually write. Sidereal was, I think, 24 chapters. So, except I had some chapters that were quite short. I liked shorter chapters in that novel. I don't know what other people prefer. I think I kind of like a mix of it when I'm reading, because I'm the kind of person where I need to finish the chapter before I can like stop reading for the day. If I finish in the middle of the chapter, I have no idea where I am. I have to go back and read like the last 2 or 3 pages before I understand the context of what's going on. So, okay. It is Tuesday morning. I drank on Saturday, so I slept in. I slept all of Sunday, quite literally till 5 p.m. because I do that to get rid of the hangover. And then Monday, I worked. I just worked at a really inconvenient time that I didn't have time to write before, and I didn't have time to write after. So I'm doing this right now. I don't have too much left on chapter 2. Like, got these 2 pages, and then these 2 pages, and then I'm done. So I'm just gonna do that quickly and finish that up. And just like that, we're done chapter 2, which is insane. I feel like I'm actually making good progress on this. So it's kind of surprising to me. I'm gonna look at how long chapter 3 is. I'm actually gonna put this here. I really did a good job with doing longer chapters in this draft, which is kind of crazy to me. Oh, this is a long chapter. This is longer than chapter 1. That's a pretty thick chapter. That makes me happy. Okay. Let me see. Word count is 6,355. I want to look, how long is chapter 2 actually? I thought I stopped at 5,000, so that would be a pretty short chapter. Oh no, it's 2,712. So it is a shorter chapter, but that is fine. I like how this is going. With Sidereal, I had to really add on to like almost every chapter because every chapter was so short. I'm happy this is going well. I'll either continue writing this or pop back over to Sidereal for a bit. I don't know, I'm kind of undecided. We'll see how I feel either later today or tomorrow when I start next week's video. But yeah, I hope you stars enjoyed, and I will see you all next week. Bye bye.